Peace to you. In the name of my Master Yahusha, through Yahusha, who is the Prince of Peace, from his Father, the living Elohim. I'm going to read something for you, and it will be from Acts, Book of Acts, chapter 20. I'm going to actually read this passage. This is verse 35. All this I did show you by laboring like this, that you ought to help the weak. And remember the words of Master Yahusha, that he said, it is more blessed to give than to receive. Yahusha is the gift of love from Yahweh, his Father, and he is the deliverance for you. He was giving, and he is giving continually through the set apart Ruach, which is of him, which raised him from dead. So we can receive it also. And if we receive him, we will have that in us, the service, the love which serves, which gives, and brings joy. And that love is all about giving. It's all about serving. And like Yahusha said, love one another, so the world will recognize you, that you my taught ones, because you love one another. This is the love from above. This is the love which is selfless, which Yahusha is substance of it. He is the exact representation of his Father for you. And we know Elohim is love. I want to read also another passage from the same chapter, and this is verse 29. For I know this, that after my departure savage wolves shall come in among you, not sparing the flock. Also from among yourselves men shall arise, speaking distorted teachings, to draw away the taught ones after themselves. Don't you remember when the Pharisees approached Yahusha, saying, marveling among themselves, how is this one who did not go to school and did not learn, how this one knows all things? How he knows all those matters? And he answered, because the teaching I speak is not mine, but is from my Father who sent me. And he also said, the one who teaches from his own seeks esteem for himself, but the one who is sent from above does not seek esteem for himself, but only for the one who sent him. And if you have Yahusha set apart Ruach in you, you will be likewise, because you will have the same Ruach working through you. So you would not speak from yourself, you would not seek esteem and praise from man. And here when I quote again the verse 30 from Acts 20, Book of Acts, also from among yourselves men shall arise, speaking distorted teachings, to draw away the taught ones after themselves and after their teachings, which are distorted teachings. How is this done? And I can tell you some more about this. Here, in this place, this channel, it's all about Yahusha. It's all about his work, which was from his father, and the work which is still happening through the set apart ruach of my master. But man obviously cannot focus only on one matter, and I found that's what happened among believers. People want to know things which are interest them personally, and that's what happened about the teachings. And why I'm saying this, because I want to quote from Matthew 19, and that's what men will be asking. And here some people came to Yahusha. I believe they were from the Pharisees. Yeah, there were some of the Pharisees trying him. See, this is what the man does. And saying to him, is it right for man to put away his wife for every reason? And he answered, did you not read that he who made them at the beginning made them male and female, and said, for this cause a man shall leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. So they are no longer two but one flesh. But they would not stop questioning him because of Moshe, who allowed the certificate of divorce. But there are many matters which men will ask. And this is the worldly problem, this is the flesh. Because the flesh is interested about this world, about this life here. But Yahusha says, whoever tried to preserve his life will lose it. And whoever loses his life will find it. And Yahusha is the one whom you will find. But you don't want him. You're interested still about everything which is connected with this life here, with everyday issues. So those teachers will come with the answers to you. Those teachers with the distorted teachings will come with the things which are interesting you, supplying your flesh with all those informations about politics, about the world, which is about also your life and what will come, and how everything will unfold, and who is the enemy, who is your ally. It's about the Kabbalah, the occult, the darkness, symbology. All those matters are distracting matters from Yahusha himself. And what Yahusha said, we shall follow him alone, because the rest will be given. We shall be set apart. And how we can be set apart? By only following him inwardly for 3 years minimum. Many are actually listening to channels to people who mingle teachings. I'm talking mingling subjects. There should be no other subject, no other matter than Yahusha himself. Because he is the door. He is the way, the truth. And if you get distracted by other teachings, your mind will wander and you will become confused. I came across many different channels, different teachers, and I'm telling you, it confuses, man. I notice a lot of people, when they actually come on videos on YouTube, the pride is coming as well. Even they claim they are humble, but this is what's happened with technology. That's why I don't show my face, because it's unnecessary thing. It's really not important. The word matters. The living word matters, not my face, my flesh. And I can tell you that taught ones, Yahusha's taught ones, if they didn't have cameras with them, they didn't have devices like that, they didn't record anything. And I tell you, even if they had those things, they would not do, because it wasn't about them. It wasn't about them, but it was about Yahusha, always. So if you say, why here is nothing about those matters we are interested in, because I would not. It's not what I want to speak to you to gain subscribers, to gain viewers, but it's what the Father wants me to speak. And there is the answer. You can find those somewhere else, because your flesh desires. But here, it would not be. So if you want to follow Yahusha himself, you want to become his taught one, and not to be part of the world. And this place is that help you to focus. So you will walk that path only. So you will enter through the narrow gate and you will walk that path. And I assure you that you will be not distracted if you keep going that path. Yahusha is perfect. He is set apart. His set apart Ruach will guide you with love. Because think about it. If you follow someone, people who have the names there, you know their names, you know who they are, you start to focus on them more afterwards. And you say, oh, I like this one, and I like this, what he says, or I like that one, and what he says. But wait, they are contrary. They speak contrary matters. Maybe they agree about something, but they disagree. And then you become confused. And you don't know what to do. But when you follow Yahusha, you cannot make a wrong decision. You cannot do wrong. You always do the right thing. Remember when Yahusha was speaking to Martha? There were two sisters, Miriam and Martha. Two girls, they were sisters of Lazarus. And Martha was serving, but Miriam was sitting and listening to Yahusha close to him. And Martha came and complained about that she's got no help with serving. And she asked Yahusha, can you tell Miriam to help me to serve? But he said she chose the right portion. We need to remember that if we choose him, we cannot be wrong. He is the way, the truth, and life. But also, if you read the scriptures, notice Yahusha never get involved in those matters of the world. And this kind of matters were not interesting him. People were expecting from him that he will come and deliver them from Caesar, from the slavery in this world. Many. They expect him that he will do stuff like that. But he didn't. He didn't actually speak about those matters. Maybe once he said, give to Caesar what is Caesar's, and give to Elohim what is Elohim's. And that's it. And if someone asks him about the possessions and that he's got a case about his property or money. With his brother, he said, I didn't come for those things here, to solve those problems. Yahushua is from above. But if you start to mingle things, those things, when you do, you try to compromise. And those teachers do compromise. I'm not judging them. It's better to pray for them, because they start to look to please man. You remember Yahushua was speaking in parables, and what he said to his taught ones, he said, I speak to them in parables because having ears they cannot hear, having eyes they cannot see. He was speaking to them about the methods from Shamayim in the language of agriculture. So they could not say they did not hear. But still, even he was doing so, their eyes were closed and their ears were closed. You're only those who are flesh and those who are of the world. Their eyes will open and their ears will open if they hear about the matters they are interested in. If we go back to the times of Moshe, the people had to be instructed exactly what to do in the wilderness. Because the 10 Commandments, they were too abstract to them. So that's why they stumbled. So they need exactly in the instructions what to do and how to keep the Sabbath, how to keep the feasts. And they saw the quail coming down from heaven. They had the manna. They saw the manna coming out from heaven. They had to see it to even do the basics, to follow, to be obedient. But they still stumbled because their eyes were closed and their ears were closed. And unless you receive the set apart Ruach, and that's why Yahushua died for us and was resurrected on the third day, he said, if I don't go back to the Father, you would not receive the Helper. The set apart Ruach of truth, which will speak to you, which will instruct you, will guide you and speak about me and of me. So if you receive that set apart Ruach, obviously you do not see things the way before you were immersed in the set apart Ruach and water. It will be a big change in you. But then you will see, you will be able to discern, but I would say it's the Ruach, set apart Ruach, which will discern in you and will show you. But if you don't have that, if you walk in flesh, it doesn't matter, you can climb, you walk in Ruach, but you still walk in flesh. If you're interested in the matters of this world, as Yahushua said, and I repeat again, unless you hate everything of this place, even your own life, you cannot be my taught one. This world is temporary. We need to be here. You need to know why we're here. We need to be here to serve our Elohim, to set apart Ruach, to serve our Elohim as the vessels for the doer of the good works. And to do that, we need to be still, to stay still, not to wander around, not to be confused from going from one teaching to another. People receive gifts, but doesn't mean that they are filled with the fruit, that they are obedient. And you can check how many different teachings are around. And if you start to listen to them, it will be too much. One person says, we shall follow the state of Israel, and we shall, because they are the chosen people. Yes, they are, but they still scattered. They're not necessarily connected with the place. There are people all around the world who are Yahudim and who are from the tribes of Israel. It's not about the place. There are some in that land, but it's not about focusing on this now. We meant to focus on Yahusha alone, and He will guide you to the set apart Ruach. And like I said, if you take sides, that's when the problem starts. Because when you're with Yahusha, you're always in a good place. But if you start to go sideways and follow one side or another, then you go sideways. Then you go astray. You need to know who is your purpose. Because Yahusha was sent by Yahweh, the living Elohim, who is everything, source of all things. He shall be your purpose. And if you follow all those different teachers and teachings, how you can actually know what is right and what is wrong? Everyone speaks something else. Remember what the scripture says. Don't trust the man whose breath is in his nostrils. I'm not saying there are people who are led by the Ruach, by set apart Ruach, but focus on the set apart Ruach, not on the man, not on a particular person, because it's not about us. It's not about the teachers. It's not about people. We shall love one another, but not the way of this world. Let the Ruach guide you, not the man. Focus on one. Focus on your Savior, Messiah Yahusha. See, when you make Him the pupil of your eye, when He will be only the view you have, what better place you find? He's the answer to all things. But when you take a side in this world, because obviously you did not receive the truth, that's why you need to hold on to someone or something, the idea. One goes against the state of Israel and goes against the Zionists. Yes, this is right. You're not supporting those who shed innocent blood, but we don't know the details. And remember, there is no government, no leader here in this world who is doing the right thing. Yahusha is the only one. And until He comes, He returns, there is no one who can help you. There is no one who will bring peace, the true peace Yahusha is speaking of, which you can have it now already inside you. That's why if you have that peace which He will give you, you would not look for those teachings, because you will have the teacher in you, the set apart Ruach of Him from Elohim. This is the answer to those today who wonder why I don't speak about those matters of the world which everyone is talking about. So you have it. Receive the set apart Ruach of Yahusha Messiah and live. And don't be confused. Yes, we shall be one in the set apart Ruach, not in flesh, not of this world, not being connected in the flesh, but in set apart Ruach. And then you will see the works coming. You will see the true works which Yahusha commissioned His taught ones, that it will be done, even greater works, it will come. But until that, all those work or people try to do are coming from man more than from the set apart Ruach or from what should be done. Because Yahusha said the works will be greater than which those works he did. This didn't happen yet. Why? Because people walk in flesh and their own ideas. They don't want to lose their life. I'm talking about their life. It's your heart. Like Yahushua says, where your heart is, that's where your treasure is.